Let's see whether they can leverage that in order to pick themselves up a victory. Right at first selection does go over to the DN Supers. They'll elect for first pick, and we will see Locke, Vi, Orianna, and Poppy all banned away. The Jace probably as well, because Dudu probably shouldn't get access to that for first pick. So I assume that one's going to be taken away a little bit earlier this time.
I also find the Nocturne one really weird because it's still banned when Orianna's not available.
Yeah.
And Nocturne, sometimes we just see it left open, just not picked. It's not being played that much.
Yeah, it has had some games where it's kind of taken over, and I think like turning the lights off is annoying, but I'd agree with you. I don't know whether that is the
really
most
annoying.
obvious ban. There is that Jace.
Honestly, it's like, imagine you're just still in a room and someone just turns the light on and leaves.
It does happen, you know, sometimes. It depends what kind of switches you have in your house as well, because there are some of those switches that are just really big, and if someone leans on it, just accidentally turns the lights off.
Well, you'd assume they'd turn them back on again afterwards.
Yeah, that's what you'd assume.
I mean, I guess not.
But what if they just didn't even know? You know, they're like, they didn't feel the button be pressed. They're like, why did somebody else turn the lights off? You know, that could happen.
I was like, are you living with someone who's blind?
No. Although my son doesn't really know what happens when he presses switches.
Yeah, true.
So
Maybe
he hasn't quite got that one figured out yet. Also not quite tall enough to hit them. So it's okay for now.
Rise this time, so Nocturne will be left open once again, but the other bans to no one, and especially not your surprise, will be those same champs again. Caitlyn going to be slammed immediately. Bard is available as well. Seen Kate Bard working to some pretty great success. So Hanj and Brion, are you going to deny it?
Kate Lux is also available, so
yeah,
there's quite a few things that they could bring down towards that bottom side.
Go Bard and pair it with a Jhin.
Okay.
Looking at the Karma.
Trying to get some lane control. Don't know what you can play alongside this into a Caitlyn that feels all that
Jhin,
good.
I think.
Karma Jhin. Does seem like it could be an option.
With a Jama.
Yeah.
They're not.
Someone starting with P to join the roster. There we go.
Wow.
Pajamas is available. Amazing. Okay, well, let's see whether they actually lock it in.
Let's see if they go for the pajama comp.
Yeah, we've got Card here already selected. Does mean that some fun things could happen based on the next pick, but we're assuming that this Bard does actually get locked down. Does allow for some pretty nice trap synergy.
And then, I think kind of choices here. You're expecting Hanj and Brianna pick the 80 carry on 3, so you could go for a solo laner, and then they'd feel a bit uncomfortable matching it and not pick up the 80 carry. Or you can just play it safe and pick up a jungler and look to go in that direction. Pantheon obviously has a lot of that early pressure, early impact. And looking at the Skarner, this is a composition that fears no terrain.
No.
They just move straight through it. So lots of gank angles possible here. And
there it is.
Unsurprisingly going to be that Jhin.
Love it. Pajamas versus Scarred. Scarred Pajamas or something. Next round of bans. See what's going to be taken away here. I imagine the focus is going to be solo lanes because they're the only ones that need to be filled for the minute.
Yeah, and Hanjin and Brion in the position where they have counterpick available. In terms of what's available in the top lane, there is the Renekton we know that casting loves. There is that Olaf, but we've kind of seen that more into the mages. I will say Olaf, when Skarner's in the game, Skarner just feels so useless into that champion because he just ignores everything you do.
Yeah.
And he's just a big wall that you can just auto-attack constantly. That Vayne ban will come through again, Cassante as well.
Might be an honest matchup towards the top side of the map. Maybe looking for Renektons or things like that. The Olaf, I think, is a really good shout, though.
You know what's interesting is that we actually haven't had a Vayne top game yet in this round. It's just getting banned all the time, but it's only second rotation. People just don't want to play against it. I don't have that much Cassante either. Kind of just flown under the radar and often being picked into specific things. Sylas ban comes through. Na's already been picked. So sometimes when you see Sylas come out, you're like, okay, what are they prepping for? What has a big ult?
I was going to say, like, there are no ults here on Hanj and Brion that I'd really worry too much about so far.
Oh, imagine Sylas stealing the Jhin ult.
Yeah.
Just standing still.
Yeah. Got you now. It would hurt. I mean, the AP ratio on all of the ultimates that you can steal is pretty scary. As there is an Ari pickup possible for Roma.
And I guess the Silas ban makes sense in that regard.
Yep. Ari Pantheon is also a fair bit of early pressure as well.
So in terms of DN Supers picking into this, I think some of the options you could take the Galio. I think honestly you could take Yone as well. Aurora is also something closer. Definitely is comfortable to play.
Oh, I don't like the Aurora.
Could
Oh,
take
love this.
Dixit too. Look at the Olaf though. You know, I was talking about the Olaf into Skarner, but we did see the other day Olaf into Jin is not something he really enjoys. Mel, a pick we really saw fall off the radar, but had a great matchup into Ari because that ability to reflect those key skills.
I like that one.
And casting looking at the Varus top lane.
That just does not sound like very much fun. I understand that, you know, you can shoot him and he will stay away from the minions. I just don't think you ever stand any chance in any sort of all-in ever. You
well, actually,
just
what
die.
you can do is when you hit level 6, you can fire your ult and... Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be Zehen instead, and I think that that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Meaning that the Olaf runs at you, and then you stack up your passive, and then you can theoretically be okay from there.
I mean, the thing with the Olaf here is you really negate a lot of what Pantheon and Ari want to do with their CC. Jin is not great into you. It's a very bulky front line for the DN Supers, whereas Hanjin Brion, casting kind of needs your passive stacked up. Gideon has to use his Aegis to soak damage. I also just think that Kate Bard has a lot of setup that can be used. The Bard can also have a lot of fun roaming around. Mel into Ari feels good. I think DN Supers have a pretty big edge here. And if they get this Olaf ahead, we've seen Olaf from ahead is just disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Even Olaf from behind is kind of gross, as we saw Doran demonstrate a little bit more recently. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing whether the DN Supers can actually make this comp work, because I agree with you. I kind of believe in it. I think that this one looks like it will stand the test of time, most definitely, in a draft like this. And they need all the help later on in the game that they can get, right? That is being the biggest pain point. And Hanjin Brion, I think they can get off to an explosive start. It's just about closing things out in pretty quick fashion before this composition just kind of rolls over the top of you. Still, very interesting drafts. Let's get on the Rift here for game number 3. All right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for the deciding game between Hanjin Brion and the DN Supers. It could be a 19 match in a row losing streak. It could also be a new dawn for the DN Supers.
Could be. A lot of fans here today.
Yeah.
Very much showing their support for both teams. And I feel like there's that thing where when you're on a big losing streak, the fans just get more enthusiastic about breaking it and showing so much support to the players in the hope that they can overcome these difficult situations.
Yeah, it always reminds me of the Shanghai Dragons effect from Overwatch League, where they were losing like all of the games ever in a row, and that losing streak became like the most famous thing in the league. And I don't even know whether anyone like really wanted it to end, you know, because they were creating history.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's part of the charm of like, how long can it go? But also it's like, well, it'd actually be nice if they could just win a game.
Yeah. Well, Teddy finds a 4th shot. Doctom finds a headshot, and that is going to look a little bit better here.
Yeah, the Mantra Q missing there. Not feeling too great for Namgoon.
Oh, but look at this. Darkstar Jin and Darkstar Karma.
They are in sync.
The same lane. This is a lot of synergy. As unfortunately, Doctom doesn't have access to a T1 Caitlyn skin, which is not exactly what we want to see here. So the synergy is off on the DNS side. We'll see whether that comes back to bite them as the dancing grenade does pirouette over towards Doctom. Dudu being a referee today, I do feel like Brolaf is generally the greatest skin that you can use, but the referee one's kind of cute as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting a little bit scary here as casting will get the ghost out of Dudu.
That both those skins are just regular guy.
Yeah, true. Just normal dude skins. All right. Whereas we've got like just full craziness, like cosmic whatever happening here in this bottom lane.
Yeah.
At least, you know, Carrier's just a normal guy, I guess. Also ridiculously good at playing support, but a normal guy nonetheless. As Deadly Flourish going to miss onto Dr. Arm here.
Casting going the Halo Blades as well.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. How do you feel about that tech?
Haven't really seen it before, and I feel like you get the auto resets on your Q anyway, but maybe if you try and go for like a bursty trade.
Yeah, might actually work. Might help get your passive up a little bit faster as well, maybe, or something.
Maybe, that's the tech.
Be a cute one. As Teddy got a fleet footwork proc as the Skarner showed on Vision, and then instantly gets out of the way, as Namgung is going to be so frustrating.
Namgung was just pretending not to know. He's like, oh, I'm scared of the brush. No, he's not.
Well, there's the flash in from Gideon. They are not messing around here. No rebuttal for you, good sir. And Roma uses the last of his blue stuff to take down the Mel. First blood over to the bros.
That's how you can do it. Just lead with the Pantheon stun.
Teddy's sadly holding the fourth shot ominously, but nothing happens.
Just a great angle here coming in from Gideon. Waits for Closer to move a little bit further forward. The flash, W, and yeah, nothing you can do in that situation. Really pick up for Roman. It means Roman's a bit ahead in XP. We'll hit that level 6 first in the mid lane.
Could be dangerous here for Closer. It's teleported back now. Roma does need to be a little bit careful, but looks like for the minute, just going to be dealing with these waves over and over again. Lost chapter already complete. A little bit sad for Closer that he wasn't actually able to complete that one. That first blood really helping out for getting that first item spike. This feels a whole lot better here to be Roma in this lane, and I think he deserves a few upsides because the last game must have felt horrible until the end. End probably felt pretty good.
Yeah. I think credit for sticking. Oh.
All right, looking for the charm. And we'll be able to find it. But Closer's already flashed away. My goodness. Okay, that's an electrocute proc.
That's a lot of damage. I think ultimately the fact that level 6 spike came in from Roma, you're able to circumvent it. Yes, flash is burn. It's not ideal, but you don't die.
Oh, I think they got wind of what was going to happen here, but the flash from Sharvel will get on top of Teddy. Peacemaker comes down, but the barrier! Oh, Sharvel's able to lock it up in the end. Turret shot onto Nocturne does a fair bit of work, but it's not going to be enough here with just Armgood.
One of these situations where the Bard stun doesn't connect, so Teddy's thinking, I'm fine here. I don't need to burn a summoner, but that shove into the wall from Sharvel forces the summoners, and they're still able to get the kill despite everything.
Oh, Peter's forced to flash. Gideon was making his way in. As Namgung actually successfully able to hold the wave for Teddy as well.
This feels frustrating.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Because this was going to be horrible for Teddy if he wasn't actually able to get that minion wave. He would have been very far behind. And see, already down in experience by just a little bit. And the fact that that wave was held means that he is going to be basically even by the time Dr. makes it back to the lane. Let's have a look at this one more time.
The Bard comes in, Teddy's just like, I can walk this off. And then here, the stun into the wall, traps not there in time, and he flashes out, but the damage is there. The ticking damage from the Skarner Q comes through, and we see Teddy go down, but Dr. was there to make sure he was dead no matter what.
Okay. DN Supers now with only a 100 gold deficit. At the end of the world, First Blood went over to Roma. It's going to be a very different looking game, I imagine. And I think a lot of volatility here as well. Like, Olaf can really just take over. We saw it as recently as yesterday, I'm pretty sure. As Casting now, very far up. Does have to be careful here as Sharvel makes his way in. Casting does have that passive charged. And let's see whether Dudu is going to be able to get him down to that passive, as there's the ulti to avoid the Impale. Sharvel in a lot of trouble. Now the Ragnarok does come on in as shows up and blows them up. Dudu is standing his ground, does need to be a little careful here as Casting trying to run away. There is an Ahri moving up though. Oh, that was cute from Casting with a little bit of a sidestep. Q comes down and Dudu exists. As Roma is going to get the rebuttal, and the charm does then follow, but doesn't have the follow-up damage. And the DN Supers moving to a 3-1 lead.
Such a tense fight in the top lane until Closer turns up to secure the play. He's a Mel without flash, and yet he's able to get that first, make the impact. Roma behind on the roam, ironically enough.
I was going to say.
So fight starts off. Dudu's trying to get some damage down, bait him in, but it does mean that Casting gets the passive stacked up, so this is a bit awkward. We can see already that, look how close Closer is, having moved there pretty quickly. The ult comes down from Sharble, but Casting avoids it. It looks like Gideon Casting might be able to find this, but the damage that comes in from Closer to finish them off. And then we see Casting trying to kite down towards Yari. Does dodge a lot of abilities, but the Mel just keeps autoing to stack up the passive until eventually Casting goes down. And then Roma turns up, but not able to find anything there. Oh,
whoa! Okay, they will be able to find Closer this time. Even a Deadly Flourish comes down. Namgung hit by his own Q, but that is not the one you wanted to rebut. And Gideon going to be able to put down Closer this time. Second death of the game as Dudu, parked in this bottom lane, will be able to grab a whole bunch of this Crystalline Overgrowth and a plate as Teddy looks to try and defend this top lane. As all the dust is settling here, it is only a 500 gold lead for the DN Supers, but it looks like they will be able to grab this first dragon, and Gideon will claim all 3 of the Gideon grubs.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
I imagine both sides are pretty happy with this outcome, at least for the minute.
Once again, the Pantheon just so hard to deal with as the Mel. I was thinking maybe there was like a little tiny window of time for him to get the rebuttal off, but it seems like that wasn't the case, and he just gets CC'd into death.
Yeah, really good chain CC from the bros. Do you think Casting is in trouble? I do. Ace in the hole is going to stop him from being able to go home. He's not going to get dove.
Once again, Dudu is just alone in his lane. So he was bot, got some plates. Now he's top, just farming up this wave with no one against him. And it just feels like DNS losing out on resources because of this. If you look at the lead, it is just Dudu.
Yeah, he's kind of gigantic. He's also going to grab some plates up here as well. Yep, chug indeed. We'll be able to take that wave down, or at least get a bunch of plates.
Lands.
Yeah, let's see what angle this is going to be. As Namgung very far up. The Tempered Fate is going to be avoided here as a couple more bullets are left here for Teddy. The Pantheon is picked up immediately, and Peter going for some Alcove Gaming that works out beautifully. Now he has to dodge this curtain call. And it looks like he will not actually, because he's got teammates there to block for him. The bros will be denied. Oh, Deadly Flourish comes in. Teddy, not with a 4th bullet, but does have a 1st one at least.
Roma's here.
Oh dear, they're not out of the woods just yet. There is the Spirit Rushes. Now Peter is going to be their first target. Orb Inception will help Gideon lock that one down. Teleport in for the Mel, as the rest of the bros do need to get out of here. Teddy snagged by a Q, but that is all he's going to have to be worried about for now. So at least the bros get one.
They had something for the work, and they're able to pick up the blue buff as well.
Oh, this is pretty cute. I kind of like this Halo Blade setup for Casting.
Yeah.
It feels snappy, you know? All right. It's a nice little change for the Zen. Ghostblade done here for Teddy. Not my favorite first item, but will be able to run really fast.
You know what? It's fine. As long as he doesn't go Ghostblade, Stormrazor, then Rapid Fire.
What about Ghostblade, Phantom Dancer, Rapid Fire?
That's not great either. Peter here doesn't manage to land the ult on a Teddy, but does that portal. Just alcoves really helped bot a lot.
Yeah. And I was thinking, as soon as he walked in there, I'm like, I've seen this alcove gaming before, and it doesn't end well. But he was barred, and so he was fine.
Not a ton you could do to outplay this situation. Roma even had another dash if you wanted to bring the last, like the Orbis Deception and Return in, so, but didn't use it, didn't need to. And now, gold lead is still very close.
Yeah, this is an interesting composition, though, for DNS. I think it really will stand the test of time, in theory. And the bros, they kind of want to start rolling this snowball down the hill relatively quickly. But it's also one of these comps where if you have any sort of map control, it can be very difficult to play into. Also, playing side lanes against this bro composition when it gets ahead becomes very hard with the Grand Starfall available for Gideon, who is off to a great start as well. So I think there are more than just the win early win conditions, but a lot of it does come from being ahead, having tempo advantages in this game. So they're going to have to keep that front foot forward as much as they possibly can. Oh dear, Shovel about to throw some rocks around. They at least have a control ward in this tri-brush, but...
The Pantheon is on standby.
Oh, flash out from Teddy. Oh, okay. Peter is going to get caught by a stun momentarily.
I think he had to kind of go for that so he doesn't get impaled straight out of it. Gideon was in the vicinity and ranged to ult, but the end result is DNS getting Teddy's flash. Pretty happy with the outcome.
Yeah, Ghostblade, not enough to get him out of the way of that, but should be able to use it for any future ganks. Might help him out there as you got Roma clearing out this wave in the mid lane. Still retains a little bit of an advantage there. And I think the Bros kind of all right with what's going on, but the Bros are often just all right with a very passive game and then find themselves outscaled and lose. This has been a thing that they have done in the past.
I believe it even has a name.
The Bro and Brew?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a KRX thing. Although every single time those two teams match up, it is kind of how it goes. Okay.
Dragon spawning in 30 seconds.
It's not going to be a Chemtech Soul this game, which is very good for the Bros because Olaf with Chemtech Soul is ridiculously broken. So they don't have to worry about it.
He's almost 1,000 gold ahead now. Olaf really getting a lot of money. So when we go to that fight, look at his summoners. Peter's flash is nearly up, as is Namgoon's. Teddy's miles away. So he's definitely a sort of target for the side of DNS.
Ooh, Shovel taking a fair bit of damage here. Casting as well, fighting against this Olaf. Does have the passive. And Dudu will get it. Still casting now back to about half health, so feeling all right.
Yeah, Dudu just kills the wave, heals off that, gonna recall. But now not having the Ghost and ult. Casting doesn't have the passive.
Oh, yeah, Dudu. Casting may not even have his life, as there is the ult. Casting just puts him down. Never mind. Don't doubt the hail of blades Zahen. And he will cut down Dudu where he stands. And now the Bros feeling a whole lot better, not having to worry about this Olaf for another 25 seconds. His teleport is available, but so is Casting's. And he can just freely push in this top lane as well. So much control now over to the Bros.
And to be honest, even if Olaf did come in, doesn't have Ghost, doesn't have ult, he's just not going to offer nearly as much in terms of threat. You see DNS now moving on to the Dragon. Want to get something done with Casting just hammering away at this tower in the top lane. Yeah,
Roma, though, is now on a bit of a flank angle, moving over towards DNS. Gideon not going to be able to steal this Drake away, but there are 4 members of DNS in an awkward spot. Now the Spirit Rush comes down. Good charm onto Charvel, as in they go onto the other side of the fight as well. Charvel drives his way out, finds the Impale onto the Pantheon, and now Casting makes his way in. Down he will go, as there is the kill onto the Scorpion. Teddy locks that one up, but they do take out the Ahri. It's a 2 for 2 in the end, with the Drake over to DNS.
And honestly, it had me thinking that Roma was going to get some kills, going to get some resets, going to get some momentum, but it just took so long. Here we see the replay of the top lane. Casting just still has his ult. And also the Hail of Blades, given that rapid damage coming out early on. So here, Roma's first target, I think, was honestly the mistake here. Because he ults over the wall, and he's like, well, he's rooted, I'll just hit Charvel. But he's so tanky, it just kind of kills all the momentum. And then he's trying to get a reset here. And he just ends up dying before it happens because Dudu runs him down. And you think how differently this fight could have gone if they'd killed a squishier target and just powered through the rest of the team.
Yeah, I feel like if Roma had have gone over when Gideon was landing, right? Like if he gets back over that wall like he did in the end anyway, and just sort of let Charvel go, just killed Doctum or something like that. Could have been an option. But hindsight, 2020, all that sort of stuff. And the Bros still move to a 1,000 gold lead. This turret on its last legs. Casting is going to come up here and defend it for the minute, but it is not going to be lasting too much longer, and Closer is now up there, try and get that one shoved in. Trinity Force is done here for Casting as well.
It's an Ocean Soul, which, you know, is generally considered the weakest, but I will say this bulkier DNS composition with the Olaf, with the Skarner, these champions will get a more value than other champions would, at least from this.
I would agree. I actually think that Zahen's pretty happy with an Ocean Soul as well.
Yeah.
Charvel wanting to find Teddy once again. He doesn't have his flash available, and now he doesn't have his life. Pop he goes. Heartsteel action there for Charvel to help take down the Jhin.
Yeah, once it hits, once you get stunned, the Impale dragged into a Bard stun and a trap or whatever, there's just not much you can do. That first CC landing just spells doom. Now they're moving on to the Herald here.
Yeah, Doctor getting that trap wall down. And will at least annoy him a little bit here with a Q, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop this Herald from falling. So Gideon just has to settle for securing his own blue buff. And they will now back away. The Swifties being picked up here for Teddy actually feels very, very nice. He's also got rapid fire cannon, so running real fast. Running real fast, Ox, like you were talking about.
I guess needs a Phantom Dancer next.
Yeah.
Really wants to be going fast.
Maybe just build a Chovy cannon as well, you know, for the extra burst of movement.
It'll be like Gale Force is back.
Yeah, exactly. AD carries loved building that.
Unfortunately, Namgun was just a bit off to the side, so couldn't get a shield on him soon enough to give him that extra movement speed. And Teddy was probably saying, look, the only reason I wanted a Karma was to go fast.
Exactly right.
Where's your Shirelius?
Yeah, I was about to say, where's your Shirelius? Hasn't quite built it yet. It's okay. He'll have that and the Inspire Shield, and Teddy will just be running so fast towards everything. As Tempered Fate gets flashed, and Gideon gets on top of Doctarm. It's a great Cosmic Binding, though, to stop Teddy in his tracks. Cannot get that third bullet over. And Doctarm, even without the flash, was able to escape.
Able to keep him alive. Great peel there from Peter, the McHales as well, coming in big. And a lot of effort expended to try and punish Doctarm, but it's just ult and flash win from Gideon, and Doctarm only having to trade his barrier for that.
Very nice. Well, now 6-6. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are being gifted a real close one here for the last game between the DN Supers and Hanjin Breon. The DN Supers lose this, they are not out of contention, but they are this close. They'd have to win everything 2-0.
And it'd be conditional on other team results gone a certain way.
Yes.
It would be the slimmest of margins.
I think they require Nongshim to lose every single game as well.
Yeah.
I think is how it goes.
If they win the series, then hope is really alive.
Yeah.
But if they lose, then it's kind of just like that, well, technically they're not out. Technically, they still, and then the next, not even the next series they play, the next Rise Group series, like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. Could happen. They could also be like, this is the really sad part, is that they could be eliminated on a day that they're not even playing. That's when it gets really sad.
I'd rather see them go on there too.
Exactly. Which is kind of what we saw in the last game. Unfortunately. But the Bros, I think as this continues to kind of stagnate, that's when they're starting to run into problems, right? Yes, they have a 1,000 gold lead, but they also down 2 dragons and don't have very much position around this next one that did just spawn.
Yeah. You also see that Dudu pushing in this bot lane. Going to be able to walk over in the fog of war.
Oh, Peter going to get snared here. And not going to have to worry about the W out of Namgung.
They just have the honey fruit as well. Sin. Oh,
a good charm. Foxfire will get Roamer out of the Tempered Fate. Shovel just getting walked around here just a little.
I think Ari, not the easiest target to hit with the Tempered Fate, but I guess was maybe trying to force the ultimate out of Roma.
Yep, ace in the hole. Going to soften up this Karma for a bit.
I love how they're utilizing the poke champions of Skarner and Olaf, throwing things at them.
On casting, trying to find an angle here as Closer gets tagged once again. The Rift Trail does come on down, but they're looking for the fight instead. Gideon going to be walking up immediately, decides not to dive in. As Closer not quite finding the buttons, does take the magical journey to get himself out. And that turret does end up falling down.
This is fine, though, for DNS. They got the Ari ult and were able to disengage, so Roma's much weaker now in this fight.
Yeah, a lot of these control wards being taken down. The Bros, oh, the flash in on top of Closer, but casting will not be able to finish him off. The trap's going to get eaten. Flash out from Teddy as the charm connects onto Shovel. His health bar is massive. The Olaf getting zoned by casting. And there is the Drake over to DNS. They'll take the Pantheon as well. And there's that reckless swing from Dudu. Roma takes it down for the double as he walks it off in the end. The curtains are getting called here for Teddy, but casting goes down in the interim, and he's the last man standing. It looks like DNS, they might even have their eyes on a Baron.
Hope is still alive for DNS. The homework can still be done on time with the extension.
Oh my goodness.
It's not even a Hunter Baron, so they're fine.
All right, Closer just going to eat some honey fruit. He'll be all right as well. Teddy out of blue stuff, so he's going to have to go home. And the Bros welcomed back to the drawing board now. The DN Supers with a 2,000 gold lead before this Baron goes down. And they have Soul Point. I mean, this could not be a better game state for them right now as we're going to have a look at this one more time.
This was such a hard fight for Bro. They go for this engage and a closer, which doesn't quite work out. But without an Ariel, it's rough. Teddy has to get Mikhail's and Flash to get away from that Impale. And then just the CC comes down on the Gideon. He's not tanky outside of the Aegis. And then Dudu is unleashed, just charges in, picking up kills. Just lives that fourth shot as well. And then even casting just gets deleted when he tries to go in with the ultimate. Shots from Teddy unfortunately do not land. And by the way, this was Dudu before he has the Death Stance. Once he gets Death Stance, so much harder to deal with.
Yeah, I believe he was only on... Did he even complete his Hexplate before that?
I'm pretty sure he had Hexplate.
Okay, so did hit 2 items and was looking okay there. Level 16 now for the Olaf as well. Now the Bros thinking about going for a bit of an angle here as we're blast coning in. Let's see whether Doctarm can stay alive. Vertical journey drive-by. Not sure about that one. Closer, though, is going to be the target here as it's a very split fight. And Closer wins the 1 versus 2. Roma might be able to take him out as Teddy is there for that bullet. And now the curtain's getting cold. Down will go casting, but the snipe comes in for the Jhin. Still a 2 for 2. I just don't know whether that's good enough for the Bros.
But DNS really just need to calm this down. They had the Baron in pocket. They want to push with it, but now the push has kind of been deflated.
Oh, that's a good point. Removing the Barons. I kind of forgot that Baron even was taken.
I think DNS did too, if I'm being honest. We'll get the push in now. Should be able to take this tower and get a bit more gold in pocket. That was a crazy passage of play.
This is so Rise Group, man. I feel like this is the first Rise Group, like, true experience we've had so far.
The magical journey, just the fact Doctarm's going by, and they just stop beating him up.
And he chooses to do it as well. He's like, oh, Peter got through, I'll be fine.
Oh, man. I was worried he was just going to die from that. Able to survive, though, and casting learning that being able to revive isn't really that good into Caitlyn. You can just immediately follow it up with an empowered auto.
Yeah, it's slammed in the wall by a metal Scorpion as well.
This is the difference between 80 carries and supports. They don't block for Peter, but Doctarm, they're like, my president, get behind me.
And also Doctarm is now, you know, he's 4-0-4, but he's got those 3 items. Collector, Rapid Fire, and the Infinity Edge are already done. Just needs some armor penetration, and then he can grab the luxury items.
The minute 30 on Soul as well. They're continuing this push for now. 20 seconds on the Baron buff. But not a ton of wave clear there to help out.
Yeah, so Roma is just trying to get some money here towards the bottom side. Kind of surprised the bounties aren't up. It is close to a 4,000 gold lead, but I think maybe just not enough time of this level of advantage. The Baron will dissipate in 1 second. 2,000 on the Rebel Baron power play is not too bad at all.
Yeah.
And the problem with this is that the Bros were already going to be in a rough spot in an even game state at this stage as we get towards later in the game. Just with how robust this composition is, the stand back and shoot that Doctarm wants to do behind these tanky frontliners.
Teddy has gone for the Mortal Reminders, has the armor pen, has that healing reduction. Not as fast as he could have been though. So there is some downsides to this build.
Realizes that he has to be a little serious.
Yeah.
I think 4th item, Infinity Edge, he will be doing a lot of damage.
But not going to have that when the Ocean Soul comes through. And is there anything worse than like you're reloading and they have Ocean Soul and by the time you've got more bullets, they healed up so much.
Yeah. Well, at least if you hit them with the 4th bullet, they're not going to heal up that much for the next little while because he's got a Mortal Reminder. Yeah. That's about it. Ace in the hole going to connect onto Namgung here as Teddy does find a shot onto Dudu, and he just kind of shakes it off.
There's such good vision control setup here from DNS. All these control wards down, marking out the area. Bro have to face check, and Namgung walking up there. Not the one you want to do so. This is a hand TPing into a trap.
Yeah, and Teddy is just walking towards the bad guys. Casting is going to be all right as Roma gets into the back of this pit. He flashes. He gets on top of Doctarm. The steal away on the Drake will deny the soul. Tempered Fate to buy some time, but there is the ulti forward. They take down Doctarm, and there is the curtain call as well. The last bullet being held doesn't find the target. Dudu's going to be dead, and Casting's crazy teleport may have actually kept the Bros in the game.
Dudu's just got to run and buy time. I don't think they could end anyway, but things not going good for DNS on the back of that play.
Oh, skewers him like a kebab. And there is another one. In fact, there's a lot of spears between those two.
And Docdam just out of position, caught out. Namgun has the Shurelias now, by the way. He knows his job.
Yeah.
Beat up the Jhin, make everyone go fast, but Gideon was just heat-seeking in this play.
I love it that Jhin is so intent on going fast and then has an ultimate that makes him stand still for a really long time.
They don't have vision of Roma here, who jumps into the brush, preps up this play, and then this ult drive-by smite on the way.
So sick. I can't believe I missed that.
And then straight on a Docdam, who time is bought with the stasis, but it does not change his fate. Casting jumps in a 4 with the ult, so he just instantly stacks the passive and they have to back away. And it was just a great fight from Hanjin Brion. Gideon in particular really stepping up there.
Absolutely crazy. Really impressive stuff, especially from a bro that had their backs against the wall, right? This was such a difficult game state for them to play out. And I mean, the thing is, I prefer to talk about the bros and their position because it does feel a little bit like it's happening again.
Oh, no.
It's happening again. Happening again. Okay. Let's hope that it doesn't happen again. As the bros trying to clear out some vision here. And the charm will connect onto Sharvel. Not exactly optimal, but he is very tanky.
Baron is up and available, and they're trying to set up for the vision in the area. It's obviously pretty difficult to approach if Docdam gets the traps down, but I don't think there's much threat of him going for it, especially when Sharvel has already lost half his health bar.
Yeah, he didn't actually get Ocean Soul. He's kind of playing as if he has it. He's like, it doesn't matter. I'll have my health bar back in a second. Not quite. 1,000 gold is the remaining lead here for the DN Supers. They have 5 turrets down as well. Only this very small amount of health left on this inner turret in the mid lane is what remains for the bros as far as their structures are concerned. But look at that huge chunk taken out of the gold advantage. And if the bros take this composition that we feel is a lot more powerful in the earlier stages of the game and then win the game against DNS, that's kind of crazy.
Yep, that would be. It's such a delicate position because it's not just about the key members on the team, but the key targets. If Docdam dies early, I feel like DNS really starts to struggle a bit. Casting, if he can get his ult stacked up, his passive stacked up rather, with an ult, goes a long way. And due to it's all about that target access, doesn't currently have Ghost or Flash available.
It's a great time to start a fight for DNS as well. You can see Teddy sitting on Pickaxe BF Sword really wants that Infinity Edge. He's very, very close.
Oh, Death Stance for Olaf is big.
It's another one. I mean, there are 3 items coming in all over the place for the DN Supers. Same can be said for Roma. Does hit level 16 now as well. Spirit Rush really being charged up is powerful as Gideon just going to eat the ace in the hole with his Aegis. And he's sprinting around. You can see when he does get that activation, he is very fast on this Jhin. And just run away, reload, run back real fast.
Want to see me go to that rock and back again?
Yeah. All right, DNS not doing anything right now.
Tense game. This means so much for DNS, but also Hanjin Brion able to get first place in the Rise group if they win this series. I think just no matter what, or do they need?
Yeah, no, I think they do. They get +1, they go up to -8.
They would be first even with a 2-1, so
their game score is just looking a little better.
And as I've said so many times,
yes,
there's not many games in round.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hunting Baron.
Oh, no,
okay. Sorry, never mind.
It's actually
Ambessa gets stats.
It's Territorial Baron this game.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, these are my voice lines. If I was if I was a doll, you'd pull the.
That's why Valdez, by the way, threw to the caster AA because you're actually just a soundboard.
Yeah,
I just pressed the aux
I've been
button.
revealed, but only 8 matches in total, and with this week over, there's only 6 matches left after this one for these teams. So that's why DNS's fate is nearly sealed, and why Bro really wants every win they can get. Now, DNS setting up for this Ocean Dragon. Once again, have control of the area. They have a trap line.
Yeah.
Hanjin Brion need to try and approach.
Infinity Edge has been picked up by Teddy here as well. Casting should be able to get into the back of the pit here. They get the information as they'll lose out on the Dragon. The Charm is going to connect here from Roma, though, as they look for the angle towards the Olaf. He cannot find an inroad, unfortunately, as they'll take a magical journey to try and escape. But you can see they're ushered around by this Ninetail Fox. It looks like Roma will let them escape for the moment, but not without stealing the blue buff.
This is pretty huge for DNS. They get the Ocean Soul, and Gideon and Namgun had to flash out of that Impale, so all 5 flashes up still for DNS. 2 down for Hanjibri on Shovel.
Oh no, the zoom in, the charm connects one more time. They pull him back. Shovel will be able to flash away. Ace in the hole once again, this time going to connect onto Roma, and the charm not able to go far enough back to hit Roma there.
No, if someone was going to face check, it's a good thing it was him.
Yes.
Now doesn't have the flash, but Skarner doesn't need that to get over walls, able to scout things out, get some vision down in this area. This is what they really gave up by over-focusing on that Dragon, was vision control around the Baron. Now they're just starting up. Again, not a Hunter Baron. Less damage, and they have Ocean Soul. They can tank this pretty comfortably.
Thank you, Soundboard. And the DN Supers, I don't know whether they're going to be contested on this one. I mean, Gideon can just press his ultimate button, but they had no information. Down will go the Baron. And the DN Supers retain a lot of control, moving up to a 1,000 gold advantage with that extra 800 gold they collected from the Baron. And let's just see. Bro have been team fighting very, very well when given the opportunity. But DNS now have that powerful buff in hand. They also have this composition that can just protect Doctor Arm so powerfully. Great dash cannon there from Roma to get out of the Tempered Fate. All right, casting will be able to clear out this wave.
You know what's crazy? I know I shouldn't, it's too early, I shouldn't speak, but they have a lead, they have the Baron, they have the Soul. We could be on the cusp of a DNS POM interview.
Oh my goodness!
So long!
Wait, who gets the vote?
Oh, that's the trick.
No, we can't. No.
Don't get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we won't put that into the ether. That's
I really hope they're not thinking about it. Like, stay locked in, guys.
Yeah. Like, Closer's busy trying to work out what he's going to say. All right, Dudu comes on over towards this mid lane inhibitor turret. Another ace in the hole is going to fly towards Roma, who gets an Inspire Shield to help eat it. And DNS, I like the reserved play. Namgun once again, another Mantrid Q thrown back in his face. But slowly but surely, they're getting through this one. I mean, Doctor Arm is on Caitlyn. Fantastic sieging champion. You do not need to commit to any sort of fight when she's standing in front of a turret. The pressure is on your opponent to make that happen.
And Shovel just keeps throwing rocks at them to proc the Ocean Soul and healing up. It's so convenient. Really helping out the sustain and the siege. Even with the mana as well, the mana regen goes a long way.
All right. Betty just trying to throw some poke around it. It's not doing anything.
They're so close. Magical Journey down towards the bot lane.
There we go. Just
they gotta get
their own
inhib.
Magical base gate.
You know how few inhibitors this team has killed? They want to relish this. Want to get all of them. Oh no, do.
All right. Teddy just can't find enough range.
Oh, they're looking. They're going.
Yeah, they're trying to get all of them. All right, in goes Gideon, finds 4 with the ulti, but right into the backline. He's just taking so much damage, caught by a trap, and then should be taken down to the GA. The Impale is only onto casting, though he uses it to close the distance into the backline. Doctor Arm keeps himself alive, though, and into the passive goes casting. Shovel tanking up for about 15 years as the final bullet will be enough to take him down. But now it's DNS that are taking that front foot forward, looking to try and get on top of the bros. They've taken out the front line, and they should be able to demolish this base.
They should be able to get it. This is dating up with the Ocean Soul. It's 4v3 and the minions pushing in. Super minions in mid. This might be it.
As it turns out, no one defeats the DN Supers 19 times in a row. They'll take down the Nexus turret.
Get the Nexus!
Oh, never mind. It's
get the Nexus!
They can't kill it. Close it. Oh! And the game stays alive. Oh, God, talk about eulogizing too early.
Oh, no, that was so close.
No, surely they just respawn and, you know, they come back, they fight for the Elder.
You know what this is?
It's fine.
They did the assignment, and they just didn't attach it to the email.
Yeah, no, I think they put it in the wrong pigeonhole or something like that.
And honestly, this fight is really broken up because Gideon has GA, so when he comes to the backline, they kind of have to deal with him twice. Then the Zehen comes in, who also revives, so it's a lot of time bought by these frontliners, but they're just not really making that much headway. On the other side, they do eventually kill Shovel, but he was just so tanky, it took them an age with the Ocean Soul too. And then the push starts to come in, it's like, this is it, this is the moment, but there's still those carries, those threats on the other side. And Roma's ult actually comes back up and available in a second. Oh, it was so close. Doctor Arm trying to
My
get it
God.
in.
They're still probably likely to win. Yeah, I agree with that.
괜찮아. 이길 수 있어.
Yeah, Kinchana, exactly. They can still do it.
야, 조금만
It's fine.
침착하게 해봐.
Shovel understands, got to stay positive, keep that smile on the dial.
Okay, guys, 3 inhibitors down. Triple super minion waves.
Yeah,
Surely, this is it.
yeah.
Gideon's he's looking for the engage. He's looking for the guys. You know what?
I mean, doesn't
Just take
Dudu
him
just kind of ghost flash and just kill the Nexus with Ragnarok? I feel like he could probably almost do that. Just start the run like
You know what?
through the
I'm going to
base
say
gate.
it. As much as he may be able to do that, I do not want to see him try that because if he dies and they lose, it's a nightmare. They have to defend. They have to defend. They can't actually contest the Elder.
Yeah, I think the Elder should just belong to DNS.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy because I think if they just go in with Elder, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go in with it. Surely, this is it.
Oh,
Elder
Peter.
buff, Ocean Soul. You don't have the Baron. I don't think you need it. I hope I'm not going to regret saying that. This should be it. Come on, guys.
Well, here's the engage. They've got Elder now. Quickly, let's get to the back line. Gideon's going to get eaten by a dragon.
He's going.
And Dudu is running for the Nexus. The DN Super's going to do it the first push, but by Jove, they'll do it this one. And Dudu takes it down in the end. Is going to be a difficult task ahead. Charvel, though, I mean, he's just psyched, you know?
One win. How many weeks of suffering?
Who would have
now
thought,
ended?
by the way, how could we have figured this out? Like, we should have known. 19 times was never going to be possible.
You know what? Yeah.
So it's like April, early April?
I will take a look. I will actually take a look and find out. It was the 2nd of April.
It was
the last time this team won a series in the LCK and got a POM interview. And they got that once again.
Man, so close to it almost being an April Fool's joke at the beginning.
You know what's actually crazy?
What's crazy?
Is how calm they sound in the comms, considering how non-calm we were.
Yeah.
I mean, the celebrations there 100%, but they kept it cool.
And they're losing their mind. Look at Shovel, he's going crazy. I was watching Dudu that whole time, and he was like, oh, God, thank God it's over.
The relief.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. A lot of damage out of Teddy and Roma wasn't enough to actually get them the victory in the end. A absolute mess of a gold graph, as we can see there. And the Bros actually almost had a gold lead at the end of that game. Absolutely crazy. It will be Shovel, the locks up player of the match here, and we'll get an interview with the brand new guy, which is kind of fun.
That is fun. I mean, Charvel, new on this team, obviously, he had made a great impact this series. Lee Sin, Charvel, and Scon, I think he was really getting a lot of plays going. I think Closer will probably get a fair few votes. I think he was also phenomenal, but the mid-jungle really taking off in the series.
Yeah, and what is it?